Alright, enough of this big disappointment. Let's head out to Route 15. Hopefully I can restore some of my excitement for this wonderful game. Anyway, welcome to my Pokemon White walkthrough. Let's push this boulder here. I'm DeoGenZ, your host of this awesome walkthrough. And today we're going to be exploring Route 15. Remember that I'm doing a video per route/town, and on the last episode, or yesterday rather, we checked out both the White Forest and the Black City, both very underwhelming. I guess maybe the Black City was sort of cooler because just the humongously tall buildings, but really a lot of repeat sprites, and I'm talking about the building sprites, and not many places for you to check out. Definitely nothing like Hiyun City, and, you know, whatever. You gotta connect through the wireless with Highlink to go see other trainers' Pokemon. I guess that the idea is that in the big city, you're going to have Wi-Fi and you can trade Pokemon with people, and in White Forest, you're probably out in the woodlands without Wi-Fi, so you're going to want to catch rare Pokemon, but whatever. Anyway, enough of that disappointing area. Let's calm our minds and focus on Route 15 here today, because there is some awesomeness to be had in this episode today. This is probably what most of you, not most of you, but a good majority of you have been wondering, is how to get your Pokemon from your past generation games, from Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, Heart Gold, and Soul Silver, into your Black and White game. And, well, you're going to find out on this episode, kinda. I say kinda because there are so many trainers here. Obviously, we're speeding up the music, so that's how you know that we're going to have a big, long bunch of battles and encounter many wild Pokemon on this route. But because of that, and because of the 15-minute limit, I actually have to put that whole Poké Shifter business into another video. So a link will be provided within this video later, and also in the description if you just want to cut to that. If you've already seen this episode and you were just wondering, well, wait, DeoGenZ, I didn't see how I get my Pokemon back into my game, and you'll see then. It's pretty cool, and it's also region locked, so I did try. I attempted off camera to see what games would actually work and what games you could test or not test, but wow, how ironic, wild Pokemon right before battle. But what games you could use, and it's region locked, so if you have your American version of Pokemon Black and White and are watching this, and say you imported the Japanese version of Heart Gold and Soul Silver last year to follow along with that walkthrough that I did, unfortunately you will not be able to get the Pokemon out of there without transferring them from the Japanese version over to an American or whatever country's version that you have, other cartridge of Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, yada yada yada. So that's a minor gripe. Not really a gripe, I mean, I guess I don't really see why Nintendo did that whole region locking thing. It was just a big pain in my ass and ended up having me to get another DSi. I mean, if that's their main goal, then woohoo, you achieved it, Nintendo, good for you, but not great for the person who's buying the game. But that's why I do this. I import the games so you guys don't have to, because seriously, even though I provide links in the descriptions, which actually I probably have to get back to editing my video descriptions and everything and put those links back in, because sometimes on days when I'm just pressed for time, I'll just put up a video with a short description in it, and I don't have time to go link back to the games on PlayAsia. But if you wanted to import it, it's something like $65 plus shipping and handling, so that's a rather ridiculous cost that I say you guys don't need to go through, especially for a game that you can't even fully understand. Unless you read Japanese, in which case that's totally fine. But save your money, save your pre-orders for when it comes out in your country. Now, of course, I did say in the last episode, in all my fury, that I probably wasn't going to recommend this game to non-Poké players, and I still stick by that conviction, and the reason for that is because, yeah, there's going to be better Pokemon games down the line, and even though that this is really one heck of a Pokemon game, I'm not trying to degrade it in any way, saying that it's not. It's just the small, lacking attention to detail where I know that Nintendo could have done better, the Pokemon Company could have done better, they didn't. I don't want to support that. You know, maybe I would be less tension-filled if this was not like the millionth Pokemon game that I've purchased. I have spent untold amounts of money on different Pokemon products, ranging from the cards to the figures to the DVDs, everything. And of course, most of those other things that I mentioned were when I was younger, and now I don't have those unnecessary costs to incur. But I still buy the video games. And as a game player and as a previous game reviewer, it really pisses me off when companies get too big for their britches and they think, oh, we can just reproduce the same crap that we've been doing for the last over 10 years ago. Last 10 years. Now, I'm not trying to say that this game is not a great work of art. And holy crap, it's a Pupitar! That's awesome, and at level 48 too, so easy to evolve into Tyranitar. If this was my American version, I would definitely catch that thing. But since it's for the walkthrough, no need. Yeah, I'm not trying to say that the Pokemon Company didn't do a significant amount of work on this game. They certainly did. But there are certain things here that I'm going to bring out, and I'm going to call them out on it, because they're a big company. For shit's sakes, they should have this stuff down. But anyway, I said I was going to be more excited about this episode, even so, I'm just ranting a bit more, but it's what's on my mind, and I'm sure it's on your mind too. You know, maybe you're a bit newer to Pokemon. I know that the Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum series really brought in a whole bunch of new players, who have not had any of the past experience with the Pokemon Company like I have. But still, even if you are a new player, there's no reason for you to accept in any way, shape, or form the same crap over and over and over again. I definitely have been having fun on this Pokemon White walkthrough. I don't want you guys to get the wrong impression and think, oh, DeoGenZ hates Pokemon Black and White. No, on the contrary, I think it's a really great game. I can't wait to get it out here. I think one of the greatest features that will really shine through for this game is the fact that they finally listened, or maybe not listened, but finally let go of that kind of overbearing parent attitude where you couldn't battle anybody over Wi-Fi unless you had their friend code. Now they enabled random Wi-Fi battles, and that's awesome. The only reason I got Pokemon Battle Revolution, and I'm sure that was probably a part of their marketing strategy, is the fact that I could just randomly go onto Wi-Fi and battle somebody. And you know what? I still use that feature today. Of course, not as much as I used to, but I still do. In fact, I haven't played Pokemon Battle Revolution in a couple of months now. Because as I mentioned, I really haven't been working with my EV train team, but when I get back to that, you guys should definitely go join that group, my DeoGenZ Wi-Fi Battles group, and get a shot at me, because, hey, you can kick me while I'm down. Not really down, but just not well strategized. Oh shit, not good for Wargle here. Let's switch this up. Oh crap. Yeah, well, I needed to heal Sarcosuchus, so that actually worked. Yeah, so one thing I want to point out before you guys ask the question, oh, so does this Poké Shifter thing, does it connect to the Game Boy Advance games with the cartridge, the GBA cartridge, in the DS Lite and DS Fat slot? And the answer is no siree Bob. That's right. Not even no sir, it's no siree Bob. And that doesn't mean it's no sir if your name is Bob, it just means not at all. Yep, since this thing is region locked to DSi, or, DSi region locked, it's not that you have to play it on DSi. I've mentioned this, or commented/PM'd many people about this who've asked me this question, and I guess I should have cleared that up in the beginning of my walkthrough, but I just didn't feel it was necessary, because really, I suggest you guys don't buy this game, don't import it until, just wait till it comes out in your country. Then go ahead, buy this game, it's definitely worth your money, but again, if you're a Pokemon fan, go for it. If you're not, you may want to wait. That's my biggest suggestion. But, yeah, there's no real need for you guys to do it, because you can just watch my walkthrough and live vicariously through me. I know that sometimes living vicariously through someone is not always the best thing to do, but in this case, it saves you guys a lot of money, and you guys get an enjoyable experience out of it. So, it's all good in the hood. But you can't transfer Pokemon directly from your GBA like you could in the PAL Park, and it's a shame, but it kind of makes sense, and you could see how the transition went. In Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, you had the PAL Park, and you could connect to all your GBA games. Of course, there's no connectivity with the Game Boy Color or Game Boy games because those have just been completely cut off from the Pokemon franchise ever since the Game Boy Advance games came out. So we lost our Pokemon a long time ago, probably to the internal battery failure drying up, which, oh man, that happens so many times to me with my Pokemon Crystal, it's not even funny. And Pokemon Red version too. It's annoying as hell. But now we don't have to worry about that with the DS cards, which is very nice, because all the Pokemon I've raised. So here, if you want to go onto the Poké Shifter and see what that's all about, click that link. And links also in the description if you were not fast enough or you want to watch the rest of this episode, which I recommend you do, because it's an excellent episode at that. But yeah, so they had you transfer Pokemon only 6 per day in the Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum series in PAL Park. And I thought that was pretty limited, but you know, I got around it with other methods of changing the date and messing with the game cartridge, and you could all research that online, but now it's very unnecessary because in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, the next Poké DS games, main Pokemon RPG DS games, not like Mystery Dungeon or Ranger or anything like that, they let you use the Poké Park, but instead they had you transfer in as many Pokemon a day as you want, which made sense, and I don't know why they didn't institute that at first. But now they're having it so you can only transfer from the DS cartridge. So if you're going to want to get anything from your GBA games, say you've been randomly playing them for some reason, then you're going to have to transfer them through the PAL Park first into Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Diamond, Pearl, or Platinum, and then you can go ahead and use the Poké Shifter to get them in. It's nothing like the PAL Park in which you have to go catch the Pokemon, but instead you have to launch Pokeballs at them in a minigame fashion. So here we have another awesome bridge 3D effect here. And wait a second, I remember this person. Wasn't she at the village bridge? That's right, she's got the cocaine Bidoofs who I thought were going to rape our faces when they ran at us. What? Uh-oh. Oh, okay, they're going to do a dance for us. I guess this is their coke dance, what happens when they get all coked up, right? She's like, yep, my Minizumi have been shot up with so much cocaine, they'll dance forever. And she has a hat right next to her so people can throw money in the hat, and we just picked up a random item. That was awesome. Yep, if you see a shadow on a bridge... What? Wah! Speaking of shadows, what are these guys doing? Ends teleportation ninjas. If you see a shadow on the bridge, that signifies an item or a wild Pokemon encounter. So this here is where the Griseus orb, or whatever you want to call that orb for changing Giratina into Origin form, is obtained. And you can go to this bridge at any point. We just decided to start up north and make our way south. So as soon as you beat the Elite Four, you can go get that. And ends teleportation ninjas say they're sorry. And this guy's trying to pawn off a Magikarp onto you. But guess what? It's the only Magikarp in the game, so if you want to get a Gyarados without having to transfer one in, which I don't know why you'd want to do, because if you have Heart Gold or Soul Silver, you probably have a shiny Gyarados, you can talk to that guy! Alright, see you in the next episode, guys. Special treat coming up.